Los Angeles Rams fans, I have been sitting here thinking about our defense, and honestly, the energy heading into training camp feels completely different this year. Something just developed that could shake up the entire landscape of this franchise in a way none of us saw coming. It is rare to see this level of star power move across the map, and the implications for our pass rush are absolutely massive. The more details come out, the harder it is to ignore what is going on behind the scenes. Smash that like button, subscribe, and drop your name and city below. Let's dive in. The Los Angeles Rams have officially sent shockwaves through the entire NFL by acquiring superstar defensive end Myles Garrett in a massive trade with the Cleveland Browns. We are witnessing a monumental shift in our defensive identity after the front office sent Jared Verse, a 2027 first-round pick, a 2028 second-round pick, and a 2029 third-round pick to Todd Monken in exchange for a generational talent. Garrett, who shattered the single-season sack record with 23 takedowns despite facing a league-high 139 chip blocks, joins head coach Sean McVay to chase a ring. The truth is, this move is a historic gamble that cost us serious future capital, but the opportunity to pair a player of his caliber with our current scheme is something we cannot ignore. As Los Angeles Rams fans, our emotional reaction has been a whirlwind of total disbelief and pure excitement because we finally secured a game wrecker who openly talks about wanting to solidify his legacy by winning a Super Bowl right here in our city. While Garrett has primarily played in 4-3 systems, defensive coordinator Chris Shula is already integrating him into our outside linebacker rotation to maximize his elite versatility along the line of scrimmage. Think about it this way. We just added a Defensive Player of the Year candidate to a roster that already feels like a contender. Seeing him express such urgency to dominate in his introductory press conference proves that he understands the expectations that come with playing for this team. With training camp approaching, the pressure is on to prove this massive investment was worth the high price tag. We are all ready to see him dominate, cement his status as an all-time great, and help us yell, "Ram it all the way to a championship trophy." And the more I look at this deal, it becomes clear that Les Snead decided to go all in on a championship window by trading away Jared Verse and a mountain of future draft capital to acquire Myles Garrett. We are talking about a guy who just rewrote the record books with 23 sacks in a single season while facing an insane 139 chip blocks. Think about it this way. We gave up a promising young stud and 3 high picks for a veteran who is in his prime and carries no major injury concerns, which is a massive gamble for our front office. Historically, this move echoes the aggressive nature of the Stafford trade, showing that our leadership prefers proven superstars over the uncertainty of the draft. Coaching staff members are likely viewing this as the missing piece for Chris Shula, providing a generational talent who can wreck game plans regardless of whether he is in a 3- or 4-man front. They know Garrett is not just another player, but a force of nature that forces opponents to abandon their offensive schemes entirely. The truth is, paying this price is only justified if it results in another Lombardi trophy, and the pressure on Sean McVay to maximize these upcoming seasons has never been higher. With Garrett already talking about DPOY honors, the urgency inside the facility is palpable, because this team is built for one thing only. We have traded our future security for absolute dominance right now, and frankly, I love the boldness of that strategy. If he maintains that record-breaking pace while being double-teamed every snap, this trade will go down as the greatest defensive acquisition in franchise history. Ram it. The reality of the situation is that adding a generational talent like Myles Garrett shifts our championship window from partially open to wide the hell open. This matters right now because we are no longer building for a distant future, but signaling to the entire league that Sean McVay is hunting a second ring immediately. While trading away Jared Verse and a mountain of future draft capital hurts our long-term depth, it forces a win-now mentality that this locker room desperately needed. Our salary cap maneuvering will be tight, but when you land a man who broke the single-season sack record, you pay whatever price is necessary to solidify the defensive front. This move fundamentally alters our schematics, as Chris Shula plans to unleash Garrett as a hybrid edge threat, creating immediate nightmares for offensive lines across the league. Think about it this way. We have a monster lined up across from offenses who are already struggling to contain our pass rush. This drastically improves our odds against division rivals like the Seahawks under Mike Macdonald and the Cardinals led by Mike LaFleur, as we now possess the game wrecker required to close out tight fourth-quarter leads. We are looking at a defense that can dictate the tempo of every single game on the schedule, forcing opposing coordinators to completely abandon their game plans just to survive the pressure. And I cannot stress this enough, the NFC landscape looks significantly different with a perennial DPOY candidate wearing our colors. With training camp just around the corner, we have effectively weaponized our defense into a championship-caliber unit capable of carrying this team through the playoffs. It is time to embrace the hype, trust the process, and get ready to ram it all the way to the Super Bowl. Acquiring a generational talent like Myles Garrett provides an immediate, elite ceiling for our defense, because his ability to wreck opposing game plans single-handedly turns our pass rush into the league's most feared unit. By pairing his record-breaking 23-sack production with our scheme, we create a nightmare for any quarterback facing our front, essentially guaranteeing consistent pressure that allows our secondary to feast. Conversely, the risk is monumental since we mortgaged our future by surrendering Jaredverse along with 3 high draft picks. If this championship window closes quickly or injuries strike, we could face a brutal rebuilding phase without the capital to restock our roster. Across the league, analysts are split, with many praising the Rams for going all in, while others, including voices around the Colts front office and skeptics in other cities, view the cost as an absolute gamble that puts extreme pressure on our front office to deliver a title immediately. Now, let's be real about the reality of this blockbuster transaction. And I'll be straight with you, this is the most aggressive move we have seen in years, and I believe it is worth every single asset we lost, because you cannot put a price tag on a player who changes the geometry of the entire field. Seeing a defender capable of dominating despite facing triple teams and constant chip blocks is exactly what we need to elevate this team back to the Super Bowl summit under Sean McVay. While the draft capital is staggering, the potential to solidify a dynasty and cement a legacy is precisely why the front office pulled the trigger. We have our guy, the pressure is on, and it is time for us to finally ram it all the way to a ring this coming season. And here is why this is such a massive deal for our franchise direction moving forward. By sacrificing future draft capital for a generational talent like Myles Garrett, the front office is clearly signaling that the championship window is wide open right now under Sean McVay. We are shifting away from a rebuilding mentality to an aggressive pursuit of another ring, banking on the idea that having the league best pass rusher can single-handedly elevate our defense to elite status. As Los Angeles Rams fans, you should feel absolutely electric heading into this season, because we have arguably the most terrifying defensive front in the entire NFL. When you combine a record-breaking force like Garrett with our existing talent, opposing quarterbacks are going to be in for a very long year. This move proves our leadership is committed to winning at the highest level immediately rather than waiting for the future to develop. What nobody is talking about is how this move forces every single opponent to completely restructure their offensive game plans just to survive our pass rush, which creates opportunities for every other player on our field. The bottom line is that we just became the team nobody wants to play in the postseason. Looking at the sheer impact of adding a DPOY candidate to this roster, I have to ask you one thing. How many sacks do you honestly think Myles Garrett will record in his debut season with our defense? Please let me know your predictions down in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, do not forget to like it and subscribe to the channel. Ram it, I'll see you in the next one. Stay tuned for more exclusive updates, expert analysis, and thrilling game recaps as we track the team throughout this incredible year.